Well, it's story time, guys. Two things. One, if you get offended by language, if you get offended, I'm gonna be cussing maybe a little bit, not too much. It's just not really too intentional. Two, excuse this pimple. It's bad, but I don't mind it. I had to make this video today. This is the only time I'm not working or doing any schoolwork, so I don't really have time to do it any other day. Three, shout outs to DB Town. I think that's his name, DB Town. He made a video just like this. It's called I think it's called, yeah, DB Town 24. Shout out to DB Town 24. Subscribe to him. This is his idea, but I'm taking it because I have a story so similar to this guy's, like really similar, and it's just kind of funny. So shout outs to you, man. I'm a big supporter of your movement, bro. I'm a big supporter of you, so I'll keep watching your videos. Alright, yo, so let's get to the story. So I'm just gonna go right into it. When I was about, let's say 13 or 14, I started getting into stealing with my friends. You know, we would, after school, middle school, it was like summer, almost summer, after school, middle school, and we would, there's a Big Lots right, like not even a block away from my school. So my friend Kyle, who was this like white kid, who was a stoner and never had any money because his dad never gave him any, he's like, yo man, let's go to Big Lots. So I said, alright, I'm going to go to Big Lots. We went to Big Lots the very first time, and I didn't even think he was like a stealing kind of guy. You know, I thought this guy was going to buy me something, and I had no cash. So we walk into Big Lots. This guy starts stuffing like candy down his pants, down his crotch. And I'm just like, what the hell, man? Like, but then I kind of, he's like, yo, man, you got any money? I'm like, nah. He's like, oh, okay. So just start stuffing down your pants. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, start stuffing shit down your pants. And I'm like, alright. So I stuffed like, I think it was like a Crunch Bar, some M&Ms, and like a couple Jolly Ranchers down my pants, right? And that was like the first time I ever stole anything, like intentionally. I was just like, oh, fuck, what if we get caught? And I was like 13 at the time, so I was kind of like new to it. So as time passed, as time progressed, as you would probably expect, we got a little more into it, and you know, we got more into it, stealing and stuff, and you know, we started stealing bigger things, like bigger things of candy or headphones. Like every time I needed some headphones like this, not like this, but just some crappier headphones. Every time I needed some, I would go to Big Lots and I would steal like 3 pairs, and it got bad. I was the one that was getting like bad, honestly. Like they were like just still doing candy or whatever, but I started. Then there was my buddy Ricardo, and then he was like, "Hey man, you know what? You know how we always steal candy, right?" I was hanging out with him one day. We were talking. He's like, "You know how we always steal candy?" And I said, "Well, yeah, we always steal candy. You know, it's kind of getting old. It's kind of getting boring." And this is how like my career, like shoplifting, kind of began. It's like, all right. So what we started doing is we went to the mall, my local mall, and we went to a local Zoomies. You probably know what that is. It's like where most swag fags, such as myself, or like little punk teenagers shop. Right? You know, kids like 12 to 19 are shopping or whatever. We went there. I stole like, I think 1 shirt, and he stole like, I think like shirt and some jeans, and I was just like, how the hell did you get jeans? And then he started teaching me. So we had this little trick where you actually like would get like an item, right, like a shirt, and you'd wear a baggy jacket like this. And God, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying, in no way I'm trying to make shoplifting like look. I'm not trying to make anyone know how to shoplift better, but I'm just saying, like, when I used to do it, I would get like giant shirts, or not giant shirts, but like shirts, put them right here, and since this is a little bit baggy, I would have it like that, walk out, and if I was getting nervous, what I would do is I would pretend to text like this, and it was bad, you know. We started doing that, like, and over the year it got worse and worse, as you would expect, you know. And then we became like this little jacking crew, you know. It was my boy Ricardo, my cousin Jonathan, and my friend Fidel. We just went ham. We would go to the next local town called Mount Vernon, and we would go to their mall just so we could shoplift. And, you know, we were smart about it, too. We had, like, organized crime, basically. It was like we would get a piece of paper, write down where all the cameras are in a certain store. We would specify what we would want so we don't have to stay in the store. We would remove the security tags, and then, yeah, and then as time progressed, we got really good at it. And we kind of shoplifted. I added up the total one day. Clothes-wise, we shoplifted over. I don't even want to say it, but $3,500 worth of shit. And then sometimes when my cousin needed stuff, we would go to, like, you know, GameStop in the mall. That was, like, literally just about the size of my living room. This room. Like, my cousin Jack, like, these headphones, Xbox Live headphones. Nothing too fancy, but he, like, just literally went like that. And we walked out. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And sorry about that, but that's what I meant by the cussing. But yeah, it was just really funny to see that. So, now let's get to the point where shit starts to go downhill. Alright. I was at Rite Aid, and this is like lame as hell because I was like the best shoplifter in my town. I didn't like that title, but it's like girls never knew that I did it, so I still like had a good image like socially. But my friend, like all the Mexican kids, like they're like, oh shit, it's Gonzo, the kid that shoplifts all the time. Hey, jack me some shoes, cause we used to steal shoes too. We would go to Famous Footwear, steal shoes. It was bad. So, start regressed. I went to Rite Aid with a couple friends, right? It was like my friend Eric. It was just like 5 other guys, and it was me. So we went to Rite Aid, and I went ham. I literally was like putting beef jerky down my pants and shit, and candy. The only reason I got caught was because like this beef jerky was showing on me, and like I was just like, because I got too cocky. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm the best shoplifter in Bellingham. I'm the best shoplifter. I'm gonna freaking not get caught, and I got caught. So I got caught at Rite Aid with candy and beef jerky, and it's just like, whoa, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. I was like a career shoplifter. Like, how am I gonna get caught with candy, you know? But it happened. So I was in the holding room with like this 6'8" security guard, but he was really chill. He was just like, oh man, you know, you don't seem like a bad kid, you know. I was like making jokes with him and shit. We were talking about a couple NBA games, because it was like them basketball season around the time, and we were talking about the Mavericks. And then, you know, the sad thing was the cops never came, but my sister had to come pick me up. She wasn't too disappointed because she knew that I shoplifted. But when I told my parents, they were pretty hurt. So they didn't really talk to me too much like the next couple of months. But then I got caught again. Like after 2 months of doing it again, like shoplifting clothes, candy, all that still. Like I never really like totally stopped. This is the main story, guys. So it starts now. I was at Kohl's. Kohl's is a department store if you don't know, but most of you probably do. So I was at Kohl's, and yeah, okay, so we walk in there. I wasn't even trying to get that much. I was just like, and they were on to us because we used to go there a lot. You know, we would go in there and jack a lot of crap, shoes, clothes, etc. They were on to me, like straight up. They're like, I will explain why I know they were on to me, because just give it a second. So I was with there with my friend Fidel. I had 2 shirts in my crotch. I just stuffed them in my crotch. And my friend Fidel was like, hey man, I think you did it right in front of the camera, which I did. And I'm like, nah man, nah. I was behind a rag. It's all good. And then this lady with a badge looking kind of like this, except like it was like literally a badge. She looked like a freaking like mall security cop, and she was a loss prevention for Kohl's, and she was just following us around. I'm like, yeah, I'm caught. And then right when we walked out of the door, she's like, hey you, come back here or I'm calling the cops. And she knew what was up. So I was thinking about running, because I'm a really fast runner. You know, I used to run track, but I'm like, nah, you know, I'm not gonna do that to myself if I fuck up. So she was actually a really nice lady, because when I came back, I was just like, fuck man, fuck, I got caught. She's like, you know what? It's like, hey, I was gonna run after you, kid. I have my shoes tied and everything. But she was, as usual, loss prevention people, when they catch you, if you're chill with them, they're chill with you. Cause like she was telling me, you know what? I'm really happy that you like turned yourself in. You know, that shows a lot. That she's like, I kind of respect you because you turned yourself in. And I'm like, yeah, I admit I did steal, obviously. And she's like, well, of course you did. So I looked in the room. They had a poster of me and my freaking cousin. Oh, my cousin got caught there too last summer. This was around November, and then the summer before that, he got caught as well at the same store for stealing some shoes. This time, though, I was in there, I was talking to the lady, and she was just talking about, like, what do you want to do with your life? You can't keep doing this, because I kind of told her I was, like, a career shoplifter. So my dad had to come pick me up. My sister came. He was so disappointed. He's just like, I thought you were done with this crap, you know, and I was just like, oh, man, because I never really told my parents that I shoplifted. Excuse me, I just drank that, but I never really told my parents I shoplifted. I just told my sister, and she was even like telling me to stop. Everybody wanted me to stop. Honestly, I think I was like addicted to it. I don't want to say addicted, but shit, like even when I had money, I didn't want to buy clothes because, you know, clothes is expensive now. But obviously I do now. Like I have a job and stuff, and I always have money, but that's just it, guys. So if you want more stories like this, just comment down, and I have stories for days. Like, I don't always have time to tell them. Like, this is really rare for me to like be able to just sit down, relax in my own home, and hopefully you enjoy it. Alright, guys, peace out.